So how do you find good contractors for your development project? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on the process. 1, the traditional method that people will use to find contractors and the pitfalls with that. 2, the way that I would be looking for new contractors if I was starting this for the very first time. And 3, what to do once you've got the contractors on board to ensure that they measure up to your expectations. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is that some of you will know that I'm releasing an app fairly soon, and part of that process is anybody who pre-signs up for it, I send them a personal email, which is incidentally I'm only going to do during this pre-launch period. And this is one of the questions that's come up several times, so I thought it was worth doing a video on it. If you haven't already subscribed to the app, then there's details at the end of this video on the end screen. So if you have a look at that, that'll tell you where to access the sign up form to be notified once the app is launched. And there's some benefits in doing that as well, to be honest. But you'll find out those as you go along. Hi, my name is Jim J. Davidson, and I've been involved in property since 1973, when my brother and I purchased a flat in the student area of Edinburgh. Ever since then, I've been interested in property as a form of wealth creation. My current company, Fineside Developments, was established in 2003 and completed its first new build in 2006. And I hope you will join me on this journey as perhaps you start your own property journey. For context, we are in the plan it phase and the arrange stage. So what do people normally do when they're looking for contractors? They will search the internet, the old equivalent of the yellow pages. They'll maybe drive around and look for contractors' businesses and to see where those contractors are. And they will compile a list of people, and they will maybe then go and ask for maybe 3 estimates to find out how much they're going to charge. But the real nub of it is assessing what the quality of their work is. And often a contractor will offer you some references, which of course you should take up. But one of the flaws in that is that if they're not terribly good, and you know, most contractors I've found are good, but you'll find that some that are not, then they're hardly likely to give you bad reviews that they've had. So if they've got customers that are not happy, they're not going to give you those people to go and check the references, or they're only going to give you the good ones, and that's only natural that they're going to do that. So that's a word of caution on that traditional method. So the second point I would like to make is, how would I look for contractors if I'm going into an area where I haven't worked before, which I did in fact last year, or I was starting this for the first time? I would look for recommendations, and the place I would look for recommendations is by visiting other sites. So I would go to building sites that are in progress, not necessarily large building sites, but maybe small self-build sites where it's a single property or maybe just 2 or 3 houses, and go and speak to the contractors that are on site there. And once you've spoken to the contractors on site there, be put in touch, if that person's not available, the client who's in fact having that work done, or whether it's the architect that's going to, you know, whoever's in charge of that site. Have a conversation with them and pose the questions that you want answered to them. They'll be very happy to engage with you, and they will tell you, hopefully honestly, whether they think that those people are good or not. You'll also have an opportunity to see the work in progress, so actually see what they're doing, as opposed to a property that's already built and there's lots of things that are behind the walls that you won't necessarily see. Whereas if you see that as it's being constructed, then you have a much better chance of understanding the quality of their work. And then the third one is, providing that you have found people that you're satisfied with, you've got them started on the job, you need to monitor the job as it goes on. And you need to be checking things. Anything you're not clear on, ask questions. If you're not happy with something, the way it looks, or if you don't understand the process, then this is a great way to educate yourself in the processes, but also don't be frightened to continually ask questions. Why? Why do you need this? Why are you doing it this way? What's the benefit of this? What's the alternatives? So you can ask lots of questions. And if you're finding that you've really made a bad hire, then you need to move that contractor out and bring a new contractor in. It's very important. Now, that's going to be less viable if you've got a main contractor who's doing everything, but I advocate that you manage this project yourself and that you have subcontractors, because that's the most economical way to do a development. However, it is the hardest way, in as much as there is, believe it or not, an awful lot of work. I'm sure you do believe it. I don't mean that you don't believe it, but what I mean is that there really is an awful lot of work involved in managing a project. So it's hard work, but from a developer's point of view, it's a great learning experience. You'll learn far more by doing that. Now, maybe in future times you will then employ somebody to do that, but initially you should be learning the ropes, so to speak. So I hope you found those 3 points useful. Is one, the traditional route that you would follow, and the pitfalls with that. Second, where I would be looking for new contractors if I was looking for a development in an area where I had not worked before, or if I was just starting out. And 3, monitoring the actual work that has been carried out, and if necessary, if you can't get that corrected and you can't work with this contractor, then moving them out and bringing in a new contractor, because ultimately that's going to cause you more headaches if you don't grapple that nettle at that particular time. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I would really appreciate if you did. It just helps me build this channel and get it out to as many people as possible. If you like this video, pop a like down there as well, and if you know anybody who'd be interested, then please let them know as well. And the details on the membership app are just coming up now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos, then click to watch the next video. Please remember to visit our website at builditandprosper.com, Together app, or click on the button on the YouTube header if you're on desktop.